I love that you break it down to have and have nots, and I really do, because I think that you nail it with that. There's, um, you know, I think when you count the dollars, right? If they're not on dope and they're on the system for welfare at best, in many cases they may not be on the system for welfare, so they might be making whatever money they're making is off the books, it's not being taxed. So why care about them, right? Um, and I think that's kind of the mentality. The nation we see as you look at countries where there's really this nationalist pride. We're proud of who we are as a country. America talks that nationalist pride, but I think when you get to what fuels it, right, it's a business. America is one major corporation. That's it. And that is driven by a collective of industries that profit on people being addicted to whatever they're selling. So if it's security, well, we sell that we keep you safer than anybody else. So, we're gonna get your money. If it's food, or we're gonna feed you the best food ever, right? But it's about getting your money out of your hands into the government's hands or into the corporation's hands, and giving them more ability to control who your elected officials are, so that they can keep the agenda and the legislation the way that it favors them, right? Keep going back. You go back to a little bit, and I don't like to give this guy any more airtime than necessary, but you go back to 45.
Mm-hmm.
I always point to the first 5 things that the Senate did, legislative things they did right after he was sworn in. The first 5 things that they did all were around repealing the things that were done under Obama's presidency related to money. So banking regulation, repealed. SEC and investment regulations, repealed. All of those things that were done to protect from the fall that we had in 2008. And you say, well, why is that important? Well, the security was put in place to prevent the average citizen who, hey, I just got my house. I'm working hard to pay the mortgage I got, right? I don't want to lose it because something I was sold isn't insured enough to bail me out. And so now I lose my job, economy turns, I don't have any resources to save my home 8 months into a downturn, and now people are knocking at my door. I want to prevent the companies from being able to do that again. Why is it that the Senate goes and who was elected to protect those people takes those protections away, right? It's because America's a business, and it's it's a major corporation run for the interest of its chief shareholders. No matter if I own a share of stock, the Carl Icahns of the world, the guy that can control the board, has the biggest block of stock, makes the rules. My little one share has to follow along. But here's the other side of that. So what is the appeal to people? It is get you a share of stock, though. Right? Don't catch yourself out there without a share of stock. And to me, that is the part of the dope game that the street level dealer and the street level user don't get to participate in. Right? The physician that's made his millions. Okay, you take my license, I can't practice anymore, probably is going to live a less than luxurious life, but will survive. They take your corner, lock you up in jail, they could take your whole life. Right? Now you working for 35 cents a day, making t-shirts being sold for $17 in Walmart.
Yeah. Yeah. I think what's key about that, man, is realizing the position that you play. The first part is to be honest with yourself and recognize it's a game. It literally is a game. It just is. And I think a lot of people don't want to admit that to themselves. They don't want to really let that sink in, that this is a game. This is all a game. A lot of what you've been told and taught throughout your life, once you get old enough to absorb it for yourself, you'll realize, man, I've been lied to a lot by people that wasn't even lying to me. They were telling me their truth, but it was a lie. You know what I mean? You'll find yourself in that position. Once you realize it's a game, you got to be honest with yourself about what piece you are, and you can change. Even the pawn can become a king, right?
A
So
queen. Mm-hmm.
a queen, excuse me, and the queen can make every move on the board. So
Right.
you can go from rags to riches in essence. But if
Mm-hmm.
you have to recognize and say, I'm a pawn right now. You can't be out here a pawn with big wheels
Taking
on your
penitentiary
pawn,
chances.
taking penitentiary chances. The pawn makes one move at a time. One move. You can't go all the way across the board. You a pawn. So
Right.
it's like, but that's what I see. That's what happens a lot of time with the Ronnies and these guys out on the corner is you're a pawn right now. You have to just
Mm-hmm.
face that fact. But I'm not gonna face that fact because I want to be somebody. And I get that. So now I'm going for it. Right? I'm making a rook move, but I'm a
Mm-hmm.
pawn. I'm making a knight
Mm-hmm.
move, but I'm a pawn. So
Right.
I'm leaving myself wide open to get clipped. And
Right.
eventually you're gonna get clipped. So, I think once you're honest with yourself about what you are, then you can make real moves to get yourself, to advance yourself to higher